Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Lian Heller and I'm the advisor of the Expat Center Zeeland. I'm happy that so many people have registered for this webinar, and I hope the program is enough information, inspiration and satisfaction. I'd like to introduce you to Nienke van der Ploeg, Director of Toonbeeld. Nienke will guide us through this program. So once more, welcome and enjoy.
Thank you, Lian, and also welcome to you all. We are here in this beautiful studio in Terneuzen, Stal 13, and the name refers to what it used to be, an old stable for horses. But nowadays, it's a very modern accounting firm. And I want to thank Inzaken, the firm who's located here, for making this possible. It is a privilege to host this webinar today. We are here with 40 nationalities present, so indeed we do have an international community here. And need I say more about the relevance of an Expat Center Zeeland and a need for a platform for internationals. The Expat Center Zeeland has been launched September last year with a pilot for the region of Zeeuws-Vlaanderen. And the next step will be a further development for the whole of Zeeland. I presume you all know the Expat Center. It provides a warm welcome and gives assistance to internationals who want to settle here. But besides that, an important goal is also to establish a so-called platform for internationals. And that's what we're here for today, to launch the Zeeland International Newcomers Center for internationals. That's what we are launching today, and the Expat Center will organize many different activities for you so that you can network among yourselves and get to know each other better. This program will last approximately 1 hour and will take you through information, education and entertainment. And after this, you will also receive a feedback mail, and we would like you to take the opportunity to give us all your feedback. Now it's time to introduce our panel that is present here. Well, in fact, they will introduce themselves. And I also want to ask them if they will express in one word or one sentence why they think it's so important to have this international platform. On my right side, I start with Ingmar van Leersum.
Thank you, Nienke. My name is Ingmar van Leersum. I work for Manpower as a senior account specialist, and I think the Expat Center plays a vital role in enabling people to move to Zeeland, and the Expat Center platform will enable them to stay here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katarzyna Mazurkale, and I work for Dow Human Resources and Learning and Development team. I've been helping new employees to accommodate here in Netherlands by organizing cultural awareness sessions, and myself being expat most of my life, born in Poland, live in Finland, Spain, and now in Netherlands, I do understand the importance of such a platform.
Good afternoon. My name is Ronald de Bak van het werkservicepunt Zeeuws-Vlaanderen. Most important is to create a warm welcome for internationals.
Thank you. And to my left, we have Lian. Lian, please.
Lian Heller, Advisor, Expat Center Zeeland. Diversity links internationals and nationals, and also that is very important.
Good afternoon, my name is Bert Schollema. I work at HZ University of Applied Sciences as the Director of Internationalization. And if I think of a platform like this, which I welcome very much, is, I think, summed up in 4 letters, TEAM, together each achieves more.
My name is Milton Serón. I'm working also for Dow in the finance department as accountant. I'm from Mexico and I'm living here almost 18 years. I think that each initiative that is created to bring people together needs to be used, and it's going to be a lot of benefit for all the expats here. Thank you.
Thank you all. After the presentations, we will have a live Q&A where you can ask all your questions to the people in the panel. But let me introduce our first speaker now, Greg Shapiro. He came from Chicago all the way to Amsterdam. to work with Boom Chicago Comedy Theater, and he never left. He has lived here for over 25 years now. Along the way, he hosted Comedy Central News, and he has written 2 books on Dutch culture shock therapy, including How to Be Dutch, a quiz. An American Dutchman, as you can say. In the next 10 minutes, he will reveal to you all the aspects of why you would like to be in Zeeland. That is, we hope he will.
Yes, thank you for the introduction. And yes, I'm glad that we are finally deciding on what to call this province. Zeeland, it's all good. But anyway, I love it to be here and not in a hotspot right now. It's great here. And so anyway, welcome to my part of the show. I am Greg Shapiro, or Gregory Shapiro, or in Dutch, Krik Shapiro. That's something you learn, leaving your own home country and going to a new country. Because, yeah, I came as a comedian, but then, you know, I'm part American and part Dutchman. And, yeah, now I am a little bit of both. The American Netherlander, a little bit loud American and a little bit doe normaal Nederlander geworden. And ja, trouwens ben ik tweetalig, but I don't like to speak Dutch because it makes my mouth feel sad. But anyway, yeah, from the United States. And let's make fun of that first. Because, yeah, technically I don't need a microphone. I talk this loud since birth by law. It's true. And yeah, it used to be more fun to say you're from America. Because when I first came here, it was the 1990s. Came over here, yay, I'm American. And people would be like, show us your gun. And then you'd show the gun and it was fine. Then for a while it was boo. And I was used to that. But these days it's somewhere, it's like, I don't know, pity? I'm not, I'm just, let's say I'm Canadian. Sometimes that's just easier. Anyway, but fine. So that's done. And now the reason that I moved to the Netherlands. I moved originally for tax purposes. Specifically, I wanted my taxes to be used for actual purposes. I mean, look, in the Netherlands, just look at the roads and the infrastructure. Oh my goodness, just traveling here from the main highway, you have to go through the tunnel. And I mean, it's clearly worth all €5 both ways. And not just that, but I'm waiting for the tunnel that goes under the Sluizen into Terneuzen. It's always a maze of like which bridge is open and now which one is down. And yeah, it's very amusing, but it costs the toll of time. So anyway, infrastructure, love it. And we love to spend money on stuff in the Netherlands, which is great. And of course, it is fantastic. It's so fantastic here. I think the best, that's the Dutch attitude as well, We're fantastic. Don't like to brag. We don't want to think like, we're not the best, but we're better than everyone else. And that is why the Netherlands second. And yes, that was my voice in the video. It was a Thursday when I got the phone call. Do you want to do this, voice for this video we're making for this Dutch program, Zondag met Lubach? And the official title is The Netherlands welcomes the new American president in his own terms, but it has become known as the Netherlands second video. And this thing went so viral back when viral was a good thing. And it's also part of the reason with this video going viral and the Netherlands winning Eurovision and the Netherlands reaching the World Cup final and the Women's World Cup last year, for the first time ever, the search term Netherlands is way past Holland. And so it's nice to see that the official Dutch government correspondence no longer uses the term Holland, and now it's just the Netherlands. So you're welcome. But anyway, if you want to know more about The Voice and how it might be your last chance to see it, I'm doing a whole show all about that. But back to being multicultural, being part of the labor migrant community or whatever they're calling us now. Am I an expat? No, you have to say international. Oh, like multinational? No, that's bad. That means you don't pay taxes because you're at Google. I don't know, but we're working on it. But it's interesting being more than one, having more than one passport, If you ever have had the experience of getting homesick, and then you try to go back to your home country to feel at home, and then you realize, oh no, I'm getting culture shock in my own home country. That's what we call MND, multiple nationality disorder. And not a lot of people prepare you for it. You might be suffering from MND right now and not even know it. But it's all about culture shock, you know? Or as if you get more than one passport, you're thinking, yay, collect them all. But then you realize like, oh no, now I never feel 100% at home anywhere on the planet. Well, that's what it's like being in this community. And hopefully you can set down some roots and feel at home. And this, you know, it's a great reason to have an expat center right here, which is great. Culture shock, you know, you might feel it coming into the Dutch society, living in the Netherlands living in Zeeland or Zeeland for the first time. But if you just open your mind a little bit, then it becomes what I like to call culture shock therapy. Even for Dutch people. If you are working with English speakers from the labor migrant community for the first time, you might have to introduce yourself and say, hello, my name is Freek. And, people will say, like, what, freak? Oh, no, it's freak. Okay, but freak, what's the difference? It's a big difference, you know. I'm Freek, and this is my colleague Jerk. And what is this, some kind of joke? No, this is my boss, Yoka, and her son, Taco. Taco, normal boy's name here in the Netherlands. Takes some getting used to. In Mexico, that is a delicious food. But no, here, I mean, respectable people in the Netherlands have this name Taco. Like the head of the Rijksmuseum is named Taco Dibbits. I'm sorry, that's not a name. That is a snack food. I am Taco. This is my assistant, Guacamole. But hey, fine. You have to take it seriously. You have to take it in stride. Culture shock therapy. I had a meeting where a man introduced himself as Sicko. I said, oh, that's an odd name, dude. And he said, no, this is my colleague, Duda. So I had to get used to Sicko and Duda at this meeting. And anyway, but that's the new normal once you start to get used to the Netherlands. And the Netherlands, I mean, you might have some stereotypes, and let's talk about that briefly, because I know when I first moved here, I thought that all Dutch people were, a bunch of drug doing, drug pushing, and then you watch American news and they talk about how all Dutch people are drug pushers and, baby killers and grandpa murderer, touching children, whatever. And then you realize, like, that's not even true. I mean, maybe in Belgium, but lesson number one, if you want to make friends with Dutch people, make fun of Belgium. And thank goodness we have all these open borders. You can drive from Terneuzen and be, through Belgium really quick as possible. Then you could be in Paris by lunchtime. So that's great. It's great that we have open borders in Europe, but it's nice that Belgium reminds you what country you're in, because when you're going from nice, smooth roads in the Netherlands, as soon as you hit the Belgium side, it's like, Belgium. I feel like I'm at home in America. Only in Belgium have I seen signs that say alle richtingen and andere richtingen, or like all directions, other directions. It's like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. Which way are we going? I don't know. This is the national symbol of Belgium to me. It's not the mannequin piss, it's the shrug emoji. Like, shouldn't we have some uniform kind of signing? Whatever. But that's Belgium. It's just, it's one country on top, Vlaanderen, it's Wallonia on the bottom. It's two different countries just slapped together. Also, it reminds me of home. We've got red states, we've got blue states. They don't want anything to do with each other, and that's Belgium as well. Belgium hasn't had a functioning government for over a year. That's sort of America as well at this point. So anyway, nice to feel at home. Belgium, if you look at the houses, you can see how it's two different cultures that are slapped together. This is a perfect example of, is this on the border of one country and another? I can't tell. This is another great example of two great houses that don't go great together. There's even a guy who set up a whole website called Ugly Belgian Houses. Feast your eyes. It just gets more weird from there. But anyway, let's talk about Zeeland and Zeeland and Goose in the Netherlands. I mean, this was a ship that was in Amsterdam, and I took the photo, And I realized, like, in English that says, Gregory goes NL. I thought, well, that's a sign. It's time for Gregory to go Dutch. And so that's when I took the Inburgeringscursus, the citizenship course, and I wrote one book. This book is coming out soon. And I learned, what are Dutch people like? And let's talk briefly about, the office culture, the Dutch directness. Dutch directness, yes? Dutch honesty. Dutch honesty, which is very important. I call it like I see it, I tell it like it is, even at the expense of, tact or respect for human dignity. Other cultures might say things like, oh, you look good, you've lost weight. Dutch people will say, hey, you used to be fat. So that's just something to get used to, At Dutch meetings, you might hear the phrase, iedereen moet zijn plasje erover doen, which literally translates to everyone gets to piss on your idea, and hey, if it can pass that test, then maybe we have a winner. Moving on quickly, I know, sex, drugs, bikes, the bike culture here, my goodness. Doesn't it seem like there are more bikes than people? And that is literally true. We don't know how the bikes are repopulating, trying to cull the herd and remove them. But yeah, thank goodness, though, that there are bike lanes. Not just bike paths, like bike lanes. You can have a date, hold hands while you're riding bikes. Other countries have bike lanes, but yeah, it's not quite the same. This is London. This one is taken from Belgium. And this one is from the United States. Give the cyclist space. And where do we put that? Right in the bike lane. Well done. But please, if you are biking in the Netherlands with small children, please remember to wear appropriate undergarments at all times. All right? Now, if you want to know more, I make regular updates about how to be Dutch, the quiz, about the weirdest Dutch signs, and you can see that on the YouTube channel if I don't get a chance to see you in person. But anyway, yeah. Let's just wrap up by reminding ourselves how successful these Dutch businesses are, how successful these Dutch brands can be, even with challenges like their name. The national airline of the Netherlands, in English, it's pronounced Killam. Kind of a setback for some, but as Johan Cruijff would say, every disadvantage has its advantage. One of the largest financial institutions in the Netherlands is pronounced rob a bank, but they make it work, which is great. And if you want to take a blank notebook to your classroom, it might say no titties. Very open and tolerant society, but please, no titty. And if you want to do any baking, they have to have white bastard sucker. That's just a must for all of your baking needs. Breakfast is the worst. Croissants. Lunch is the worst. And if you want a vegetarian alternative, it's pronounced homos in the Netherlands. For your pets, they have something called the barf menu. So nice, they'll eat it twice. This is a cleaning company called Ew. This is a company called Kronenberg Group, but for their logo, they chose KKK. Sure. And if you want a shampoo that smells like mildew shampoo, only in the Netherlands. Only in the Netherlands can you get topless driving lessons. And if you want a militant feminist city, it's right outside of Amsterdam. It's called Diamond. If you want to blow up your car, take it on down to Fire Zone. And if you want to shop at this place, it's called Black for Kids, although the sign clearly says Black Kids for sale, sale, sale. I'm not making it up. You can find it in The Hague. Anyway, that is me. Thank you very much for your time, and I will be available for questions afterward. But I'll turn it back to the panel now, and thank you guys for having me. Welcome in Zeeland, and congratulations to the new Expat Center. So fantastic, so great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much for your interesting and also hilarious vision of our country and of Belgium, of course. It certainly was a mix of information and entertainment. Our next speaker is Ingmar van Leersum. He's a senior account specialist of Manpower, an employment agency. Together with the Expat Center, Manpower has put together a spousal support program, and they use the slogan, "Spouse is a talent, and every talent is an opportunity." So please, Ingmar, tell us everything about the program.
Well, thank you, Nienke, and thank you for offering me the possibility to explain something about our spousal support program. Spouse is a talent, and every talent is an opportunity, indeed. I will skip the introduction about myself, as I was already introduced. Thank you for that. Well, maybe about my company, it would be good to explain something. I think Manpower should ring a bell for a lot of people attending the webinar, because we are in business in 80 countries worldwide. And we are recognized as a global leader in contingent and permanent staffing. Beside that, we are an official partner of the Expat Center. So, well, spousal support is something I would like to explain something about. For all of you, why spousal support? Well, the idea came across when we were in a big international hiring project with Dow Chemical, which is one of the biggest companies in the southwest of the Netherlands. We were recruiting more than 100 employees, mostly highly educated and speaking or mastering specific foreign languages. So we were recruiting abroad. And during the process, we found out that actually a lot of people would like to relocate to the Netherlands and start working for us and for Dow. But there was one big issue that came across many times, and that was most people were not single. Because of that, they wanted to investigate if there were also job possibilities for the partner or the spouse that was involved. We did offer a lot of support during the application process, practical needs, housing. We also collaborate with the Expat Center for that. But actually, we didn't have some support for partners in, well, who are also looking for a job opportunity. Dow had the same issue. So, well, the impact was quite big because we lost a lot of candidates who decided to reject the application. Not because they know there were no possibilities, but they just didn't know. So was the spouse or the partner likely to find a job in this area? Well, business-wise, that's a disappointment, of course, but we also are aware that in our area, the area of Sealand, is a shortness on talented employees. So if we lose a spouse, well, actually we have double impact. The spouse who will not come with the partner and the candidate who won't accept the job and be part of our local society. So really disappointing, and well, we wanted to offer a suitable solution. So, what do we offer? We started this by trial and error in collaboration with Dow, and what we can offer you now is, if you want support, we can perform a CV screening by an experienced recruiter with a lot of knowledge of the local labor markets. After that, we will schedule an intake, which is currently done by a phone call or maybe a Teams meeting, not face-to-face, of course. And we can, well, we want to know more about the person, about your personal skills, but also about your desires when it comes to a job. Then we will perform a job search and get back with the results, of course, and we will provide an advice. In the best situation, we could offer an interesting vacancy, and during the application process, we will support and guide the candidate. There could be all different types of support. For example, some people could use some upgrading of the CV, the motivation letters, but also there are a lot of differences between the application process in different countries. So what are the do's and don'ts for an application in the Netherlands? What should you ask? What's appropriate? How should I prepare for a job interview? Beside the application support, we will also offer a personal advice. Is it likely to find a job? Are you market ready? And what are your chances? And what can you do to maximize chances? Sometimes just beginner's course Dutch could be beneficial if you are aiming for a job in logistics, for example. So all this service is free of charge, without obligation, and important to know, we look beyond our own clients. So we don't look only with companies that work with manpower, but also with other companies. Well, to manage expectations, we cannot offer a job for everybody, and we cannot help everybody to find a job. So, well, the local labor market has a lot to offer, but it's really important to know we don't have only success stories. But we think it's important to inform people, to support people, and to maximize their chances. No can also be an answer. If there's is it not likely to find a job here, we would never recommend somebody to relocate to this area, unless you want to be unemployed, of course. There are some interesting success stories. I would like to share 2 of them with you. One of them was a lady who was heavily discouraged because her man was already working for 6 months here. She did 7 applications, but she never got hired. And, well, she was sitting at home all day. So, well, she was far from happy. We didn't have a suitable vacancy pending at that moment. But we did encourage her to subscribe with some specific agencies that had a lot of vacancies that could suit her personal profile. And 1 month later, she got hired, and as far as I know, she still works there. I spoke to her afterwards, and, well, she explained every time how much difference it made for her and for her personal life to be part of the working community. Secondly, one of my own colleagues actually also came from this spousal project. She was from Mexico. She wanted to move to the Netherlands together with her husband, who was Dutch, and he still is, by the way. She wanted to move to the Netherlands. We didn't have a suitable vacancy at that moment, but the solution was actually quite close because she now works for Manpower and she does international recruitment projects. And she does a great job every day. So yeah, that's also a really nice story. Besides, people and their partners who can rely on the spousal support, we also offer this support for companies. So if you are in a company and you are recruiting international, please be aware that 79% of all cross-border applications are aborted due to the lack of career perspective for partners. So you can make a big difference. You can significantly increase your hiring ratio if you offer dual career-friendly recruitment. Just think about it. If we can do something for you, feel free to contact us at any time. That's the last sheet. My contact details are on it, or our contact details. They will also be visible soon on the webpage of Expat Center Zeeland. I would like to thank you for your attention. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the webinar.
Thank you, Ingmar. I'm sure this was very valuable information to all the expats living here with a partner, and also for the companies, as you mentioned. Remember, if you have any questions, you can ask them live after our last presentation. Our third and last speaker is Robert Vroegendewey. He is the director of the Zeeland Music School. He gives presentations, a cultural and social tour through Zeeland. Robert was an expat himself, so he knows how you feel and also knows what you will be dealing with. Please, Robert.
Thank you, Nienke. I want first to introduce myself by a little clip. Thank you. This was an outdoor concert in 2080 for 4,000 people. Sadly, unimaginable nowadays. As you can see, I'm a performer, a flautist. I studied at Indiana University, and I lived for a while in the USA. After finishing my performer diploma, I went to Boston, where I played in several orchestras. It was time to get back to the Netherlands. Back home, I played in the major orchestras in the Netherlands and played and still play a lot of chamber music. I always have loved to teach. The impact you can make on a person's life with music is really remarkable. The love on the face of a child when they produce the first sound on an instrument is unforgettable. It's like magic. Music is for the basis of communication, and music is, of course, an international language. In 2010, I became an advisor at the Arts Council of the Netherlands. Instead of playing in the orchestra, I sat on the other side of the table. I now had to advise the Minister of Culture about the orchestras, the quality of playing, the reach they had. If the orchestra was of international importance, it tasted like more, and I got into the managing business. As an executive director at Cultuur.uit, I was responsible for the cultural education in Western Gelderland. And since September 2019, I'm the executive director, School of Music, Zeeland. Back to the music again. We provide music education in 10 of the 13 municipalities in Zeeland, for all ages, in courses, but also in the social domain. We reach yearly 20,000 children with our programs. We are now in the middle of getting started with the Cultural Board Zeeland, in cooperation with the province Zeeland. Together with other domains, we built on a new cultural infrastructure with theaters, culturele instellingen en broedplaatsen, space for new makers. We invest in the social domain, provide solutions, and together with the economic board, we support the investment climate. We also advise the province on this. We invest in deliverability so that you can go to performances and your children can take courses. Interesting, and this is Nieuw Zeeuws Pijl, a program through the province where through arts several typical Zeeuwse stories are told, from Het Verdronken Land to the mostly modern festival, the European version of the festival in New York. We want to strengthen the cultural infrastructure. We want to take this even further. For 2032, we will be running for Cultural Capital City Europe, together with Ghent, an interesting international cooperation and a boost for the cultural climate in Zeeland. And another important focus is the cultural education. We are running several programs like proeftuin muziekeducatie and cultuureducatie met kwaliteit. We want to reach all the kids in Zeeland with our programs. Recent research shows that you are almost criminal when you withhold cultural education to a child's brain. So you know. In Corona time, we will not forget our elderly, suffering from loneliness. We bring them some joy with our special music programs, like Give a Musical Present. Children give a musical present to elderly. Finishing. I find the people in Zeeland friendly, honest, hardworking, but also a little Burgundian. I live now for a year in Middelburg with my family to full satisfaction. It's a beautiful province. We hope to live here for a long time. I hope you will have the same experience. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Robert. That's a clear call to get in touch with the Zeeland Music School if you want to practice music. And of course, I can only support that. As a director of Toonbeeld, we also provide courses in sculpture and painting, drawing, take a course on photography, etc. So there are many opportunities for you to join. Thanks again. Dear guests, we are now at the moment of our live Q&A. We now invite you to ask your questions to this panel, and they will all try to answer them. You can do so by pressing the button Raise Your Hand, and we will make sure that you are unmuted. We have all this technical support here, and they will help us to go through this Q&A. So, is there anyone from the audience who would like to ask a question to our panel? I see a name of Keir Bath from Dow Chemical.
Yeah.
Please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Good. Yeah. Thank you so much, first of all, for the great session so far. My one question that I wanted to ask is more from the perspective that considering we have Expat Center Zealand recently been launched and having the various activities been happening around it, is there a plan in place to look at the kind of schooling needs specifically for the international hires that we can attract, and we can work with Zealand authorities to see if we are able to come up with a kind of a proposal to bring an international school here, or have a kind of more focus around the English curriculum in the Dutch schooling system that we have currently.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. I will address this question to Lian. Lian, can you please answer this?
Yes, I will answer this question for you. More and more local schools, basic school, also secondary schools, are looking into getting next to their own education, the international education in-house. So that is a bit different from having a separate international school. So what they try to do is to have the internationals and national local school together. Here in Terneuzen, there's one basic school working on that. In the Netherlands, at the moment, there are 17 basic schools offering already two-language schooling. For secondary schooling, we have in Terneuzen the Lodewijk College. Also there, they are teaching already in the two-language schooling. I do understand your question, because in the Netherlands, by law, the examination has to be done in Dutch. And I think that is where the problem still is. But I can tell you that from a Dutch point of view, from the ministries in the Netherlands, I'm working together with the other 10 expat centers in the Netherlands. They're looking into this, and it might not be there tomorrow, but I think on further development, this will happen. Thank you.
Thanks for your question. We have another one coming up. It's Daniel Balderas. Daniel, can you hear us? Yes, please.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Please,
yeah?
yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, my question is coming out of one of the ERGs at DAO. This is the Hispanic and Latin Network. And one of the pillars, and I think it's common with most people, with many people, is to know exactly the needs from the family of international people, and even the local people as well, in general, the community. Families have certain needs, like, I don't know, orientation regarding the school system, or whether there could be activities for children. My question to you is, do you guys know exactly what needs are there today in the community? Do you have any idea of what things should be solved for families, for children, for spouses?
Okay, let me look around. Is that... Because Katarzyna, can you answer this question, please?
Okay, so this is a really good question, Daniel, and I think we are in the beginning of cooperation together with Expat Center. Myself, from the DAO point of view, we've been already bringing a lot of information, organizing the cultural awareness session or multicultural events, and bringing those questions, and this awareness will help the Expat Center to really define what are the next steps and how we can implement this in the Expat program.
Okay, is this sufficient for you?
Yeah,
for now?
yeah. I just wanted to know exactly where you were. So thanks a lot. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, we also have coming up a question about studying at a university in Zeeland. Is there enough choice in studies, and how international is the choice? I think that's a question Bert can answer.
Certainly, thank you. Working at HZ, University of Applied Sciences, which is one of the top universities in the country. We have some 25 academic programs, 10 of which are taught fully in English. And this is also in the technical and in the economical and social domains. So there's choice. Applied sciences means that we work together with companies and all the projects are done in practice. I would think that combining then in a network of companies is in our blood, so to speak. So I would think there's enough at a good level. And then next to HZ, there's also the University College Roosevelt. So I think that at higher level, there's a lot of education going on and a lot of current education. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for answering this. I have one question I would like to put on also. We had this discussion before we started, and Milton, you are here for many years now. Did you miss something like an Expat Center or an international community?
Hi. Yes, yes. I think that in the first time when you are arriving in a different country with different rules, different climates, you need that sense of feeling together with other people. And I think that this Expat Center is going to be that point where a lot of people is going to share a lot of experience and needs. And I think it's a good idea. I think that the possibilities to grow this are huge. And I think that make it use of the Expat Center is going to improve the service and the answers that the Expat Center can provide to the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Katarzyna, you are also you are colleagues in DAO. Can you add your own experience to this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we talk about it many times. It's, if you move from another country to a bigger city like Rotterdam or Amsterdam, you have immediately contact with other expats, and that helps you a lot because when you are moving out of your home country, you leave behind not only family and friends, but also the whole network, the people that see things the same way that you do. And all of a sudden, you are in a completely different area. And I think we all miss a lot this kind of Expat Center, or the platform to meet and understand each other here in Zeeland. So from this perspective, we say, I wish I knew that before. So a lot of things, you can prepare yourself to move to another place and know the cultural background, but there are things you will never be prepared for. I mean, you can read about Dutch culture being very egalitarian, but nothing prepares you for the picture of Prime Minister in a newspaper in his hoodie on the bike going to work. And yeah, and a couple of examples like that, that makes you feel like you are instantly building that network, that kind of substitute family here.
Yes. So that's a reason that it's so important that it will be established now, today, yes. Ingmar, you told us about the spousal support program and how important it is that also a partner will have a job and be part of the business surroundings. So can you also tell us a little bit more about the impact of an international platform?
Yeah, sure.
first part?
I think in the beginning we weren't aware of the impact that such a program could make. It was actually the Expat Center who suggested that offering this service not only for our current clients would be a good thing. And I think it is not only just connecting somebody to work, but also connecting somebody to the dignity of work. Because if you are unable to work while your partner is, of course, that's a really undesirable situation, especially if you're away from your relatives, from your home country. So that's important, but also we have a very attractive labor market. Although we have this, it doesn't guarantee everybody to get the job he or she is looking for. But if that is not the case, at least you should know what your chances are. So I think that's maybe the most important thing. You will, you should never recommend people to relocate to this area if they cannot find a job. So it should be a decision based on facts, and I think we can offer some support in that, which has a big impact, because I think every talent that is considering moving to this area, well, we should go the extra mile, every employer, to get these people here, because we need them. And if we can make just a small difference by offering this spousal support, I will be really happy.
Yes. And they can also join together in the international platform, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's one of the most important objectives, because not all partners do have exactly the same skill set and education. So being able to relocate together is really important, because that significantly increases the amount of people being able to relocate.
Okay, thank you. Perhaps, Lian, can you give an example of what kind of events you will organize as Expat Center, and what kind of affiliated partners you will do this? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yes. First of all, we said that we start this international platform linked to information, education, and entertainment. It's nice to come on a regular basis together, but besides of being together and meet each other, meet and greet, as they say, we also want to give the affiliated partners or a school or someone who wants to tell something about housing, or another partner or organization who wants to tell something about more cultural involvement, that should be possible. At the same time, we also want to have, if an employer thinks he or she wants to host an evening or an event, that also should be possible. And also, the internationals themselves, they also can come with ideas to do something for this international platform. With the international platform, we just hope to get a variety of ideas and opportunities, which makes it more dynamic and also gives an easier involvement for the internationals themselves, also for their families and for their children. So I hope it will work. Off to a good start.
Wonderful. Okay, there's a question coming up from Isabel. Isabel, can you hear us? Isabel, no, okay. She's gone, but okay. That, we don't have that question anymore, but I was wondering when you were talking about the examples, Katarzyna, maybe you can say something about the role of children. I mean, would you organize also events for children? You know, part of an important part of the family, of course. What will What will you do about
Absolutely.
that?
So the way we see the community, it's the whole families coming together and organizing or participating in different events. So definitely we need to take in consideration the events for children, include children, or help children also to have this kind of soft landing into the Dutch culture. So yeah, definitely yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you. We have one last question coming up. Do you have a team or a dedicated person to support us with relocation information to attend specific issues with renting a house? Again, another question for Liane, I think. Liane.
Well, the Expat Center Zeeland is a public information point. You can get all the information about law and regulations. At the same time, working together with affiliated partners, meaning that you also can get extra information. And the question I see is about renting a house. Yes, we can give extra information. If it goes into detail, I will make sure that the person who has the question will get connected to one of the partners and they can give then more specific information. Also, wherever we can help, I get a lot of mails arriving in my mailbox saying there is an opportunity to rent a house. I always will look to either give this further to my partners or keep it for a while myself. And when I have an expat at the table or at my desk, see what I can do. At least we try to link as much as possible. And I only leave the conversation once the two parties are really linked. Yeah, that's the extra mile and the warm welcome we want to give, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Liane. Given the limited time, we have to finish this Q&A. But as we stated earlier, if you have any questions left, you can address it. You can address them to the panel after this webinar. Please use the feedback mail that you will receive. So we're almost at the end of our program. The mayors of Terneuzen, Sluis and Hulst would now like to welcome you through this video.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the launch of the International Zealand Newcomers Center. I am Marga Vermu, Mayor of the Municipality of Sluis. I want to congratulate the Expat Center Zealand with this launch, a platform for and with internationals. Sluis has 24,000 inhabitants. It's a tourist municipality with 17 centers, which all have a unique character. We have 12 kilometers of wide North Sea beaches and an open polder landscape with creeks, lines and dikes. We are pleased with the platform International Zealand Newcomer Center because of the employees, whether temporary or not, who come to strengthen our tourism sector. They can use this platform to meet and to network together. Our region also has a unique number of star restaurants that are all well known abroad. They also work with internationals. I hope the Expat Center Zealand and this platform are both positive for you. As soon as the corona measures allow it, a meet and greet will be organized from the 3 Zealand Flemish municipalities. In any case, this invitation is certain. Do you have questions? Ask the Expat Center Zealand. You are very welcome in the municipality of Sluis. Stay safe.
Welcome. My name is Jan Loning and I am the mayor of the municipality of Terneuzen. Congratulations on the launch of the International Zealand Newcomer Center, a platform for internationals and with internationals and with you. The platform has 3 main connection points: information, education and entertainment. This is important for all the municipalities. For Terneuzen, for example, education is an important point because we are looking into internationalizing our existing education programs. This is an important theme on the agenda of meetings currently being held in secondary education. For example, Roots, the organization for young professionals and students, has held a meeting about internationalization. These sectors are well represented in Terneuzen and Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, and there is a great diversity of nationalities here. I hope that in the future there will be an active response to the events and themes organized by the Expat Center. Networking with each other can also be facilitated this way. This includes a meet and greet, a welcome from the 3 municipalities in Zeeuws-Vlaanderen. Considering the current COVID-19 situation, this will not happen yet, but the invitation is there, ready for a later date. Welcome to Terneuzen. Knock on the door of the Expat Center and stay safe.
Ik ben Jan-Frans Mulder, burgemeester van Hulst en ik ben heel blij dat het Expat Center van start is gegaan. Een belangrijke ontwikkeling waar we als gemeente Hulst zeker ook een bijdrage aan willen leveren, zodat mensen ook bij ons aan het loket als expat terecht kunnen. Het is ook belangrijk dat het straks in Zeeland uitgebreid wordt en we hopen op deze manier de expat welkom te heten en te begeleiden naar een goede plek hier in Zeeuws-Vlaanderen. En natuurlijk is het in Hulst ook heel gezellig om te wonen. Hulst is een oude vestingstad met een volledige vesting nog. En er zijn heel veel dorpen waar het ook heel gezellig toeven is. Dus er is keus genoeg en het leven hier in Zeeuws-Vlaanderen is gewoon top.
Thank you all, mayors. Let's hope that this next event will take place in a physical way and that we can all meet in person with each other. As I said earlier, the events that will be organized by the Expat Center will be posted on the website, but also on Facebook. So let me mention the name of this Facebook account for you. It's facebook.com Platform Internationals Zeeland. So I repeat, Platform International Zeeland. And take a look at the site and on Facebook every now and then, and of course take advantage of all the opportunities you will be given. I would like to close this webinar now. Again, thank you speakers and panel for all your information. Thank you Inzaken and also Lev for all this support. And thank you audience for joining us. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this webinar and I hope it has been useful and helpful to all of you. Please don't forget to send us your feedback. And remember, you always know where to find us if you want to connect. There's one person I would like to thank in particular, and that's Lian Heller. She will guide you further in Zeeland, but she's the one who organized all this with her team, and she has done a tremendous job. So, I was wondering, if we put you on mute, yes, can we cheer and give her a big round of applause? She deserves it. So, thanks again, Lian. And it's a wrap by now. Thank you again. Stay healthy and hope to meet you soon in person. Goodbye.